Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? I have for you one clip to watch coming from Paris today. Where do these people get this sense of entitlement from? There is a radical leftist group that's almost exclusively manned by illegal immigrants, undocumented economic migrants and the like, asylum seekers, who have stormed the City Hall building in downtown Paris. Okay, they aren't happy with their taxpayer-funded, government-given accommodation, which is a lot more savvy and plush than homeless native-born French people would get, for example. But of course, you knew that already. We've seen how they're getting put up in, and this isn't just France, this is all over the West, how they're put up in hotels. Here in Britain, they've recently been put up in a Grade 2 listed building with a swimming pool in it. That's not good enough. So they have breached the building here, the City Hall building in Paris, with their, this just seems to be ubiquitous with the left, their list of demands. Have you noticed that? They always have this list of demands, like, you need to do this, and you need to give me that, and we need money for this. Yeah, and it's like, well, what do you bring to the table? It's like, and I think that us in the West, we have a lot of blame for this ourselves, because we have fostered in these people a sense of they are blessing us with their presence. Yeah, it's like, I think they've bought into the idea that simply their presence here, the diversity, is a strength, so that we need to pay for them to be here. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, yeah, but diversity is a strength, so we've got these list of demands, you need to give us it, and if you don't, no more diversity. Yeah? Where does the sense of entitlement come from? That's what I want to know. It's like, and these people are funded by dark money. I'm sure you know that already, but if you didn't, you probably wouldn't be surprised to find that, like a lot of left-wing groups, they're funded by dark money. Where it comes from, nobody actually knows. I should imagine a significant portion of it comes, albeit indirectly, from the taxpayer. Yeah, like a money laundering scheme, because who really knows where all of the money goes? Have you noticed that? It's like the richer the country becomes, the poorer its people become, apart from certain groups. Strange paradigm, isn't it? So let's get into this video. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell and share the video around. You can also find me on Rumble. I upload all of my videos to there as well now, because we are shadow banned and deboosted here, because we are conservative commentators. You can also join to be a member of the Hoggcast. There's a join button next to the sub button. I have 8 amazing beautiful members who honour and humble me that support the Hoggcast by becoming a paying channel member. And you can do that too if you so choose, but of course you don't have to. Okay, let's go. Okay, so from Andy No. This group, it was on October 7th yesterday, they refer to themselves as the Anti-Ism Collective. I don't know even why I'm not saying the rest of that word, because this video will be demonetized off the bat. But that's fine. So this group has organised many occupations over the years. They demanded themselves better taxpayer-funded accommodation, because it's just not up to par for them, you see. It's like, oh, I've made my point. Let's watch the video. So we'll play it again, keep it on record, unmuted, while I give my opinion on what we're watching. So you'll often see one or two white people in amongst these groups. It's the same when the Royal Navy, which is acting as a taxi service for illegal migrants, when they pick the boats up, there'll be a boat full of military-age men from usually Muslim or African countries, and there'll be like one or two white people on the boat with them who they will always try to keep their faces covered or their identity hidden. I remember one particular clip in particular, she was completely conspicuous by the fact obviously her white skin and blonde hair, but she was trying to hide her identity. If you think she came from sub-Saharan Africa and is a migrant, you're a fool. She's their political commissar. She was attached to their group. She's getting paid to do this. Yeah, probably a lot of money. Probably money you're paying for. And it's like, how much more do you have to take? And I mean that figuratively and literally, before you just say, right, enough of this. Right, enough. Because if you're waiting for globalists to do it, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. They want this. Their intention is to remove you. Yeah? And that's probably quite a hot take. But it's reaching the point where it's the only thing that makes sense. Right? And if you notice with these people, they never... It's always, oh, well, you know, what you're saying might be offensive to them. Have you noticed that their words and their actions... they never seem to consider the fact that you might get offended. Yeah, it's always, well, I've got my list of demands, you need to give me this, all on the taxpayer dime, of course, and if you don't, you're an ism, you're an ist. And then if you say, well, do you know what, I'm offended by you doing this to my city hall in my country when we took you in, they'll just laugh at you because you don't matter to them. They matter to them, and they expect them to matter to you. Yeah? France, I've said for a long time that France is going to be the first country in the West to fall. And I've said that for a long time, and as time goes on, I stand by it more and more. Concerning for us here because France is only 21 miles away. The coast of France is only 21 miles from the coast of England. And it's not hard to see that an Islamic state could, at some point this century, be set up in France, another one in Sweden to the north of us. Okay, so naturally that's going to be concerning, isn't it? But it does seem to be happening because European countries who are governed by globalists who want this to happen, who employ on the taxpayer dime people who they employ in their own image, in other words, more globalists, into the cogs and the wheels of the public service. Yeah, you just think, if you come from a Western country and you're watching this video, just think about all of your institutions and the public services you have. I bet they're all staffed by leftists, or at least those at the top are. Yeah, middle management all the way down. Actually, it's all geared in one direction. Yeah. So immediately they go in and start putting their hands up, look. And they'll probably give in to it. And you know when that happens, they'll come back for more. Because that's what's happening. You keep giving in and keep giving them what they want. And then they come back for more. And it's like, well, what do you bring to the table? Why are we doing this? We're trying to live our lives. People want to have their families and live their lives in peace. Yet we've got to deal with this all the time. And it's like, why? Why do we need you here? I don't think we do, personally. And that's based on your actions. It's based on the content of your character. That's what I'm judging you on. And I'm talking, when I say you, I mean these people. But I bet these people would judge you and me on this. Yeah? Yet these people call themselves the Anti-Ism Alliance. Like anything with the left, they always create these institutions or organisations that have a flowery, good name but bad intentions. They are the quintessential wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, the left are masters. They're not very good at many things, but they are masters at masking evil intent behind a facade of good. Yeah, here, for example, the anti-ism alliance. What ism-ists are they fighting against? None. How many ism and ists make up their manpower? Pretty much all of them, I would say. Yeah. But I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Do you think they should be given even more taxpayer-funded things? That's what they're asking for with their list of demands. And when is enough enough? When do you say, do you know what, we've given you enough, that's it now, right, enough? I want to see that day. Let me know when that day happens. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.